I'll show you what I did last night. I'll show you what I did last night.
I don't even know where I'll be, right?
I stayed warm with this candle. Smell that candle. Smell it.
That's nice.
It smells nice, doesn't it?
And you always write those.
That's copyright.
I used to write off things. I written all kinds of things. That's a college assessment. And I tried to think my mind.
Can you hold the toy monkey for a minute? Just look through the monitor and put it where you can see every bit. You're looking down.
I'm looking down at you doing that.
Okay. This is Butt Plugs Anonymous. Butt Plugs Anonymous.
Right.
Look through there so you know exactly where it's going. Law, freedom. 357. Our email address is buttplugsanonymous357@yahoo.com. That's our
email address?
Yeah. Butt Plugs Anonymous is a law, legal, freedom group. It's a law, legal, freedom group. All of these are acronyms.
You were in the program. Were you in the program?
Yeah, I've done
compiler.
I am. I'm a compiler. I'm a compiler expert.
You're like a compiler changing that into machine.
Hey, I'm a pilot.
A pilot?
I stockpile.
Oh, you're from Boston. I gotta be a pilot.
I stockpile intelligence. My head is so big, you just don't know. When I walk into the Flint's Penthouse magazine, the women go, "Ooh, he's got a huge head." His head is so huge. I've got that much intelligence. I could be out here as an idiot. Does my mind ever rip when I sleep? And usually when I sleep, a security guard. When I sleep, a security guard comes up and says, and kicks me in the leg and says, "Get up, I'm calling the police." Because I'm 575965438. And look, Butt Plugs Anonymous is law, legal, freedom.
You know, you got more brain. I think got more brain. Half the people that graduate college.
Now, this is what Butt Plugs Anonymous is on the toy monkey trip. Curvature. See the lines? They curve, space-time curvature. They curve around matter.
That right there means congruent.
Now, do you run into walls? Do you run into walls?
Sometimes.
Do you feel what that law is telling you? Because a wall is a law. But it's telling you don't run into me again.
Well, like don't fall in that hole again.
Now we all are lawyers in our own way. Butt Plugs Anonymous is a legal group. It's a legal advice group. It's not a law firm. It's a legal advice group. We consult you on law, legal, and freedom. Law is an acronym. You just got to figure out what the acronym stands for. Legal. You got to figure out what legal is, and you got to figure out what freedom is. I don't know. I'm not giving away the keys to. I'm not giving away the keys to. Now, imagine having a software that you had a password, an acronym, and you had to figure out the full acronym before you could actually open up the software.
Hey, let me ask you. Have you heard of HALT?
HALT?
HALT.
HALT.
HALT. H-A-L-T.
HALT. That's to be recognized.
I can tell you what it stands for.
Okay.
Hungry, angry, lonely, and tired.
That's profiling.
Well, that's kind of what you go through when you live a life of.
That's grouping.
I'm mental, not really deficient, but different.
Did you know that a majority of people that get arrested in America that are in prison are homeless and mentally ill? That's the two people.
I've been thank God I never.
Whether they be black or white or Chinese.
They caught me when I was doing 10 years ago. They told me I could get 20 years.
So here's a trip on curvature. We want elegant grace, so we want elegant butts. But look, here's the joke. You don't want to hear the punchline, so I'm not going to give you the pretty punch. No, I'm joking. Elegant butts. You want elegant butts butts that are graceful. You want laws that are graceful. But don't you want a law that's grateful to you? Or do you want a wall to slam into your face? Or do you want to slam into... I'd hate... It is that simple. Don't punch your face into the wall. Is it that hard? Now, if people see you banging your head, they consider you a headbanger.
When the man wants to, whoever's in control of the situation,
who is in control? Nobody. Because that man's got to breathe sometimes. Somebody's got to breathe. No. There's not always somebody bigger and stronger because there's a mountain to be climbed. When he's all by himself and he's beating up everybody as a big bully, everybody runs him off and becomes Lilliputian. Have you ever heard of a Lilliputian? You know what a Lilliputian is? You know what the Munchkins are? The Munchkins were mad at the Wizard of Oz because they liked him. They liked the Wizard of Oz. They worshipped him. Now you put a man in charge, a big bully of a gang. Exactly. Flying monkeys. Oh me, oh my. Lions, tigers, and bears. Now think about this. Yeah, that's right.
They were some of her best friends.
Hey, think about this. A man, a big bully, goes around beefing everybody around. I'm a big bully. I've got 10,000 cops on my side. I'm a big bully. I've got 5,000 sheriffs on my side. Big deal. I've got 319 million Americans, 0.9, that are free in the United States of America. And you know what a Lilliputian is? You know what a Lilliputian is? A Lilliputian. You never heard of Gulliver's Travels? Gulliver's Travels? A big guy gets tied down. No, there's these little guys. Gulliver's Travels. No,
over an egg or something.
You're talking about sea monkeys. He had many different scenes, but the most important scene is we leave behind the most important part of us, the little people. I'm a little person. He's a little person. But in Gulliver's Travels, the big guy gets tied down by the little people. You ever seen the Smurfs? Smurfs are little people. Have you ever seen the Seven Dwarfs? The Seven Dwarfs are little people, but they count. You know, everybody is a little person until one big bully picks on the wrong little one, and then they come out like fire ants. Have you ever seen fire ants?
I think all life matters.
You ever? Exactly. Indubitably.
You throw your life away. That's up to me.
And you know, when we say about control, who has control? No one has control. Nobody has control.
Sometimes I feel I have.
That's the inferiority complex of the alternate id from Sigmund Freud. I always look in my closet to make sure the skeleton is fit. Do you see your skeleton?
I didn't have a dream one time.
That's your toy monkey idea. Let's talk about toy monkey idea and dream. Let's see if we can toy monkey your dream.
I don't know.
Martin Luther King said, I have a dream. Well, it's a dream to be shot.
I don't know.
Yeah, they did shoot him.
It's like John Lennon.
Hey, John Lennon and Yoko Ono.
I heard that.
Which
You
God?
woman got no soul.
Huh?
You know, every woman got no soul.
Hey, there's a song by the guy that's from reggae, the reggae guy. You know what I'm talking about? Bob Marley said he shot the sheriff, but he didn't shoot the deputy. I don't shoot sheriffs. I don't shoot cops. Unless I'm doing a photo shoot. You know what I'd like to do? I'd like to have a photo shoot like this. I'd like to have a photo shoot. This is how I shoot a cop. I'd shoot a cop like this. I'd get my camera out, my 8mm camera, and I'd say, Miss Police Officer, I'm going to shoot you. Please take off all your clothes. That's how I'm going to shoot you. That'd be the only shoot that I'd have with Earl Flint and Hugh Hefner. Hey, it sounds like a pretty scary thing, but hey, what is it about the male ego that gives us the story? Always striving for a woman. Hey, if she can't take a compliment and being worshipped, then don't listen to my voice.
You don't really have to have that.
Hey, think about it. If a woman likes a man, she likes a man for telling the truth. I'm about as honest as I get.
Right.
Have I ever sat there and held back? I get caught for disorderly conduct half the time. Exactly. They actually told me, shut up. You need to shush. You talk to the police?
Oh, well, when they say listen, you better shut up.
No.
They have the power.
That's the Lilliput. I'm a Lilliputian. You keep telling me to shut up. I'm going to go get Papa Smurf, Sneezy Dwarf. I'm going to get all the Lilliputans together, and we're going to have a tie-down. Well, you know what a tie-down is, right? You know, a construction work. You ever seen tie-downs? Tie-downs are tandems. You know what a tandem is, right? I'm not talking about a temper tantrum.
That's like working together. Tandem.
A tandem.
Like a tag team.
I'm not talking about tag team. I'm talking about on a truck. You tie things down so that they don't fly off. You ever seen a congressman with a gun?
Not really.
Yeah, they got a gun.
Maybe a guy on it.
He's passing laws all the time to uphold guns. As a congressman with a gun. That's the NRA, exactly. Indubitably.
Well,
A congressman with a
the
gun.
Constitution early on.
No, that's right to bear arms. But what else can you bear on your arm? A number 2 pencil. The pen is mightier than the sword.
I always heard that.
See? Legal tip on butt
I
plugs
believe,
and arms.
that's what it all comes from an idea.
Butt plugs provide energy. Now, plugs. But is a conjunction. Did I say? See, you never decide what your definition is because you got to have 360 degrees to every definition in Webster's. Have you ever read the unabridged dictionary? Can you read the unabridged dictionary in a lifetime? I don't think so. I don't think I could.
You read digest, look at the vocabulary.
Yeah, but that's a small amount. Look at the full definition of each word. Let's take, for instance, the worm. Worm. The word worm. What does worm mean? To squirm?
I think a worm is an energy.
Worm is an organism. Worm can be a virus on a computer. Can a worm be a virus on a computer? You ever seen a worm be a virus? Hey, a worm can be an organism that catch fish.
Why do some of these guys want to destroy it?
Fear. Toy Monkey Company, Idiot Soup. I'm Mark Scanlon. What the hell is the name of my other company? Plugs Anonymous.
Yes. Hi, I'm JR.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Happy you got here and got a table.
I know, I just right over there.
Yeah. Amy is just finding a parking spot.
Perfect.
How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Good. Thanks for taking the time.
No problem. I'm just right there, so.
Yeah. So what do you do at IPL?
Right now I'm the intern.
Okay.
But I've been there almost a year.
Okay.
So I'll be there till May. So we'll see what happens after that.
Yeah.
I graduate in May from grad school. So
Okay.
hopefully it all comes together.
Are you an IQ?
Yeah. Got my undergrad in summer.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah.
So do you know Andy Davis?
Yes. I love her.
Yeah, she's
She's
awesome.
awesome.
I worked with her at the American Cancer Society
Okay.
before she was IPL,
Yeah.
before I came to LS. So I actually sent her a Facebook message on the way down. I was like, hey, we'd love to catch up. Like, by the way, I'm also going to plan a plug with your head of a training, but okay. You don't need to know that yet. When I see, like, I've seen her when I've done expos and things, and she's like, oh my god, I need to do this. I just need to nail her down. Yeah,
She's awesome.
hilarious.
Yeah.
She's a great person.
Well, and I was an intern at 500 Cycle in undergrad.
Okay.
So when she came to IPL, we were kind of the same team because she was like a 500
Yeah.
All the same people are still